Well, Braedon, thanks so much for your time and an opportunity to reflect on the passing of Father Dan Cummings, who made an enormous contribution to harness racing and, in many ways, fostered your way back into the breeding side of things.
Yeah, no, that was the opportunity to meet Dan and all the Cummings family, really, when we got back into the family that Joan, Dan's mother, brought into, that happened to be the same family that my great-great-grandfather had. So it's been well documented, but that created a start of a very special friendship with Dan, yeah.
Tell me, before we get into some of the great horses that he and his family have been associated with, Father Dan the man, I'm picking, he taught you a whole lot more than just about harness horses.
100%. Dan's legacy to me was he always put other people first and himself second, and being a priest and all the things that he had to support through those good and bad times really was his qualities. And, certainly the horses were a passion, but his life was looking after people and his faith. So, yep, the horses were certainly an interest, but secondary.
He trained a few winners himself too, about 16 or 17, and actually drove one, tacked Jane, which I know he took a lot of pride in being able to talk about that.
Yeah, no, he always, after a drink, he'd bring that up and some of his favourite memories, etc. So, it was, it was brought up a few times. But he was the first to admit he wasn't the best driver. He enjoyed the challenge, but he said, no, I'll leave that to the professionals. So we're very privileged a couple of weekends ago to go down and see Dan. Caroline and I went down and spent time with the Cummings family. And Dan was pretty crook, but what a great opportunity to just catch up with everybody and spend some time with Dan. And of course, one thing led to another. We had to go and look at the brood mares and the foals and the yearlings and everything else. But it's just quality written all over them. And Dan's such a unique horseman. Even when he couldn't get out of his bed, he was describing the mannerisms of the horses, etc., to a T. So, he certainly has a great eye for a horse, etc. My first thoughts of Dan is what a great guy he is, and he's been a standard setter. And whether it's the breed, whether it's the preparation, whether it's the handling of the horses, or whether it's Dan's nature or the Cummings nature of the people, it's all about standards. And Dan's really set that tone up all the way along. And so there's so many things, and when you talk about the word friendship, that covers so many subjects anyway. So, yeah.
All right, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for having a chat to us about a true legend in his own lifetime in our sport, and now the late Father Dan Cummings.
Yeah, and it's just a sad time for all the country and the world with this current situation we're in. But I'm sure at some stage in a year's time, or a couple of years' time, or at some point we'll celebrate Dan's life. But it's not really going to be possible. There's going to be a lot of great people that are going to miss funerals and that by the current world situation. But I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to celebrate that with friends in time to come, which we don't really know when that'll be, but at some point.